just want to paint a picture. Imagine being a free-willed, loving kiddo, and all of a sudden one day you're thrown on a plane. You're sent 1,500 miles away from home, and you don't understand what's going on. All you know is that your friends are gone. You have one set of pants, one shirt. Your dad washes your pants and your shirt out every single day and then hangs it by a unit to try to dry it overnight. You don't have your mom, who is currently 4 months pregnant, with your sibling. And frankly, at this point in time, you've gotten depressed to the extent that you've stopped eating. This is the story of Liam. The sad reality of what we found when we went to Dilley was that Liam was not the only one. You have so many mothers in this facility. They didn't care about themselves. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. They were concerned about their children. We heard the same story over and over and over about how they were depressed, about how they weren't eating, about how children were throwing up. We went into a housing facility.
We all saw that photo of you meeting young Liam. Can you tell us about how he's doing and what that experience was like today?
It's almost indescribable, which I don't think that anyone ever imagines that I'm at a loss for words. Mm-hmm. He attempted to kind of interact with him. Like I was like trying to touch him, he was so lethargic. He was never alert the entire time that we were there. I was very, very concerned about his health. His father indicated that he was not eating, that they had determined that he was depressed. They being those that are there at the facility, they do have some psychiatrists on hand, and that he just kept asking about his mom and when they were going to see his mom and when he was going to go to school. But the entire time that we were there, and we visited specifically with Liam for probably about 30 minutes talking to his dad, and he never moved. He was motionless.
He was awake, but motionless?
I don't know that he was awake. Like if you look at those photos, like we could see just a slim portion of the white of his eyes. He never opened his eyes. Like that's exactly how he was the entire time. And he wasn't asleep. Like I don't think anyone could sleep through that. I mean, like his dad adjusted him a couple of times, but something was not right. That part I can tell you. And so one of my staffers that was with me is a fluent Spanish speaker. Yeah. And so I was like, you need to ask about like the doctor, like, has he seen them? Like, when's the last time? Because I was looking at that baby and I don't have kids, but like, I would have imagined that he needed to see, like have professional help. But his dad was like, he's just not been eating.
I will tell you this, brother.
What?
You know, I will tell you this. You raise your voice, I raise your voice.
If I raise my voice, you'll erase my...
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious? You said if I raise my voice, you'll erase my voice?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am a hell no. We cannot give one more penny to Trump's ICE while its masked, poorly trained agents terrorize people all across this country. It is time for the United States Senate to step up and stop ICE's violence. We must stand united and we must fight back, and we must do it now.
Nothing I've ever seen or said about Trump, and I've talked a lot about Trump for the last decade, and I'm fucking sick of it. Okay, folks? I'm the leading anthropologist of his character. I've written 2 books about him. I'm writing a book about what follows him right now. I've written thousands of articles, hundreds, thousands, I don't even know. Who the fuck knows? I've given hundreds and hundreds of interviews. I've studied him more than I want. I have a knowledge of his low character that will not quit. Donald Trump right now loves this. Loved Renee Good being murdered. He loves this. He fucking loves it. Do you know why? Because Donald Trump is the weakest, most cowardly, most effete, soft bitch to ever roam the earth. He's a man who was raised by mommy in Queens, and he's lived in a golden tower and shat in a golden toilet, and he's soft, and he's grotesque, and he's weak, and he's cowardly.
If our leaders are intentionally creating and encouraging violence and fear, then I hope you will also agree we need new leaders, because these are not leaders. And to the people of Minneapolis, to the Preddy family and the Good family, and these people who were looking out for their neighbors, we want you to know that we are with you and you are not alone. And I'll tell you another thing. We also want to see those Epstein files already.
If just 3 of those concerned House members went to the Speaker of the House, your lovely friend and mine, Speaker Johnson, and said, I'm going to vote against everything that comes to the floor of the House of Representatives. Everything. Every motion to recommit. I'm going to vote against every rule. Rule governs the debates on the floor. I'm going to vote against every bill, even if it's like puppies and rainbow bill. I'm going to vote against everything until you put on the floor that we are limiting what ICE can do, or whatever the limits are. Something. And guess what? It would happen today if that was your determination, because otherwise you've just shut down the whole business of government. That's how you get things done, but they're not going to do it. Because let me let you know a little secret. It's the best political trick in the book. You want to make everybody happy. So here's what you do. You say, I'm very concerned. Really concerned.
My name's Kirsten. I'm a nurse at Maine Med, and I'm with Maine State Nurses Association. A big group of us showed up here today to see Senator Collins to implore that she vote no to further funding of ICE. We want them to stop terrorizing the streets of our communities. They have made an enormous impact in the hospitals. People aren't showing up. People aren't showing up to work. They're not showing up when they're sick. And we need this terrorism of ICE to stop now.
Stop ICE! Stop ICE! Stop ICE!
People were killed by ICE this month, and you're throwing me out while I'm reading their names? How fucking dare you!
Swazi, I know you voted to increase ICE funding, so I wanted to get something for you. This is an adult diaper for when you feed yourself. President Donald Trump. You're the type of leader we need right now. Someone who soils themselves with his ashes around.
I didn't know we were doing gifts up top. I actually also have some gifts. I have some knee pads for you. You can use these while you blow Donald Trump.
I just would like to say really quick, as a Jewish man, I have never felt safer than when there is a masked Gestapo in the street. Tell Good we made a mistake. Tell Alex Preddy you made a mistake in expanding funding of ICE after Renee Good had already been shot in the streets. Nobody could have predicted that ICE would have been killing innocent people. The only way we can fight anti-Semitism is by aligning ourselves with white supremacists. Alex Preddy, Renee Good, Keith Porter. I'm reading names of people killed by ICE. And you're going to touch me? You're going to touch me? Alex Preddy, Renee Good, Keith Porter, Perry Law. These people are
killed my ice this month. Are you're gonna throw me out? These people, 9 people, killed my ice this month, and you're throwing me out while I'm reading their names? How fucking dare you?
Thank you.
Hi, I work for the county. If you have a specific person in mind, like I can likely help you get that person out of here. These families they're scared to death, and most of them are just like, what's that? Because you guys keep coming in there, and you know everything in the news shows you just showing up and popping people in the face and knocking down doors. Okay. So let me just say, if you have a person, let us help you. I know just about every family in here. We don't need to be spending taxpayer money like this. We do not need to be tormenting little children. I mean, I know that some of you people were at one of my houses up here knocking on the door and impersonating local police and telling him to open the door. Yes, you were.
No.
Maybe not you, sir, but some of your cohorts were. I was on the phone with the family when it happened. So don't tell me I'm lying. Now give me a name. I will go and get that for you and bring it here. And I'll save the taxpayer probably. How much are you guys spending today? I know you don't. Who's paying out what people? You think these guys are on somebody's salary? Get your head out of your ass. Give me the name. I will go get the person for you right now. So that tells me you're not really interested in doing law enforcement here today. Then why aren't you targeting? You come in here and you're knocking on 5 different houses. You don't know shit. What house is he in? Where does he live? What did he do? What crime? Is what? Let me see it. I will go get him for you.
You don't have to. Everybody thinks we have, right? We haven't a warrant or anything unless you're an immediate family member. We don't have to show you nothing.
Sir, I am trying to help you.
I understand.
I will go get him. He would probably. You shot 2 Minnesotans in the last 10 days.
First of all, I haven't shot
You're in the wrong line of work then, because you represent ICE. Every single one of you. You are not an independent contractor. You are likely a very poorly trained individual who is now part of this goon squad we have running around this state.
Listen, we're done with this conversation. We're going to continue our operation.
This is a waste of taxpayer money.
That's your opinion.
Hey, you touch me?
I didn't touch you.
You touch me?
I didn't touch you.
You touch me?
It's all on camera.
You touch me?
It's all on camera. It's all on camera.
You touch me?
It's all on camera.
You're making contact.
It's all
You
on
touch
I didn't
me?
touch nobody.
Yes, you did.
I'm over there recording everything.
Hey, you sure did.
I'm recording.
No, easy.
I'm recording.
You touch me?
I'm recording.
That's okay. I'll put you on the ground right now.
Put me on the ground. Go back to work. Yeah.
Cut it and show to her.
I will.
Cut the video and show to her.
I will.
Cut it and
I
show to
will.
her. Cut the video
I will.
and show to her.
I will.
Cut it and show to her. You see how you do to me?
Go to work. Good boy.
As a law enforcement, tell them how to behave with the law enforcement. I didn't touch
I'm
him.
recording
He touched me. Is that okay? If
I'm
I touch
recording
you, is that okay?
I didn't see that.
Okay,
I saw you grab
video.
him.
He has the video. Show
I
her.
saw you grab him.
Okay, show
He just had
watch the
his
video.
camera up.
Okay, watch it. Watch right now. Watch the video.
Before I file a police report for assault.
You make
All right, come on, let's go.
Sir, I was recording. He's been mad the entire time.
Watch the video.
You can videotape me. My camera's rolling.
Watch the video.
Come on, let's go.
Watch the video.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go.
I'm Jane Fonda.
And I'm Jane Fonda's internal lesbian anger.
Dana, I'm not a lesbian.
There's still time, Jane. There's still time.
I've been fighting injustices like these for a very long time.
She's been fighting like this for like 100 years, everybody.
Oh, let's not go that far.
70? 70?
That's better.
She's been fighting like this for like 70 years, everybody.
So I'm here to remind you to exercise your First Amendment rights.
Fight for the Constitution,
Freedom of speech.
Speak the up.
Freedom of assembly.
Get your asses out on the street.
It's time to be brave and stand up. Enough is enough.
Jane, that was really good. What she said.
So they're scrambling. They're on tilt. But even as they try to sort of search around to see how they can get out of the blame for their project of mass deportations, arrests, and assaults by their secret police, they are, and this is important, trying to maintain the project itself. Because it is a core to what Trumpism is. It is exactly, unfortunately, what Donald Trump promised the country when he ran. We all saw the signs they held up at the RNC for mass deportation now at the RNC. So what is unfolding in Minneapolis is their vision for the country. It is an authoritarian state with secret police who use force and intimidation and sometimes violence to cut immigrants out from the national fabric. And then the ideological project of suppressing dissent and smearing anyone who resists as domestic terrorists and as assassins. And guess what? Americans hate it. They absolutely freaking hate it. What we've seen here is that the people of Minneapolis are more resolved than ever to protect each other, their neighbors, the word they use over and over and over in every conversation, to protect their neighbors, wherever that neighbor might be from, whatever that neighbor's status might be, from this government.
Having dinner right now in downtown Minneapolis, and I sat at the bar and ordered some food. Bartender asked me, long day at work? Now look, I'm a white guy, long beard, very Republican coded, and I have a out of town accent. So I read between the lines. I knew it. He was basically asking me, are you ICE? And he's Hispanic, and I wanted to put his fears at rest, because I can only imagine how fearful it must be to be Hispanic in Minneapolis right now. Because right now, this fucking place is ground zero. This place is chaos. I'm telling you, it's worse than you can imagine. But I digress from the story. He says, long day at work. I read between the lines. I say to him, yeah, dude, I spent my whole day protesting ICE and, you know, their terrorist actions and recording it for social media. I do social media for work, and I'm trying to show the world what's happening out here in Minneapolis, because it's terrible. And I could tell that put him at ease. I'm not ICE. He goes on to tell me that he's been a United States citizen for 2 years, but now he walks around with his passport in his pocket just in case, because he's terrified he might get stopped. He might get checked. He said workers in the restaurant here have stopped coming to work because they're too scared to come to work. He carries his papers in his pocket in case he gets stopped. He carries his papers in his pocket in case he gets stopped. And he's not paranoid. He's not overreacting. I am here on the ground in Minneapolis. This is worse than even your TV screen can show you. It's worse than your phone screen can show you. I know you're all seeing the videos coming out of Minneapolis right now. Videos do not do justice the absolute horror and terrorism that is happening in Minneapolis right now. Department of Homeland Security on their own social media page just today posted this, essentially saying, if you even look, stand near, get around an ICE agent while they're quote unquote doing their job, which is kidnapping people, then it can be considered obstruction, which will be a felony terror charge. You'll be labeled a terrorist if you in any way obstruct. You know what obstruction means to them? Whatever they decide it is. They're the judge and jury on this. If one of these fucking terrorists says you're obstructing my operation, you're a felon now. I had to have this conversation with my bartender tonight at a random restaurant in Minneapolis, because this is America in 2026. Get outside, America. Get outside.
At that, you guys, Target has gotten more bad news. It is such a shame to see them suffering this way, isn't it? Every year, Fortune comes out with a most admired businesses list. Target has been on it since 2001. Not this year. They ranked 27th in the 2025 iteration of the list, but dropped out of the top 50 completely for 2026. I wonder why. Well, actually, it tells us why. It says that Target has had some real problems with its brand. The first happened around a year ago when the company decided to scrap a series of diversity initiatives, and we all started boycotting it. It then says more recently the company has been criticized in Minnesota for failing to speak out for weeks about the ongoing immigration crackdown in its home state, which has led to, yes, its employees being arrested by ICE in the stores, and also ICE using its parking lots to stage their operations. Unacceptable. You guys were absolutely killing this company. And in a country that only cares about commerce and capitalism, this is one of the ways we fight back, which is why we really need to take seriously expanding our boycotts. We must do to every fascist supporting company what we have done to Target. And to those of you saying, but I don't know which companies those are, I've got a new tool for you. Because there's a Google Doc for everything, isn't there? This is Jess Craven's boycott list, a simple list of the companies we should be boycotting, why, and what we can do to push them to do better. I do my best to let you know also who you should shop with instead. So these are the companies that are on the list so far. We will be adding more, and if companies turn around and do the right thing, we will be taking them off. Not everybody can go out and be an actual witness to the atrocities happening, but everybody can decide for a little while at least, I am not giving my money to companies that support this shit. Can we do it? Yes, we can. And know how we know we'll succeed? Because frankly, we've kicked Target's ass. Congratulations, you guys. You did that, but now it's time to go much, much bigger because ICE isn't the only one who can escalate.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
There I was. All right. I still had the microphone plugged into the wall at the charger there. Forgot to get it. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. If the iPad will catch up. It's still playing the intro. There we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Here it is, January 29th. We're almost through the first month of the year already. In a way, it seems like it's been 10 years with all the shit that's been going on. It's currently 61 degrees here in the outer rim of Las Vegas, out here on Boulder Highway. I like to call it the Outer Rim for some reason. 61 degrees, 67 the high, 37 the overnight low. Getting a bit nippy out there at night. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for waiting for me. And I wasn't too late today. I started the intro just a couple minutes, I think, like 11:01. I did get up earlier to do my to do the intro, so that I did get up about a half hour earlier, I think. So that did help. But I didn't quite time my 7-Eleven run, so I still have my uneaten sandwich here. I just pulled it out of the microwave as the intro was playing there, so you might see me eating. You might see me chowing down a little bit here. What I like to do with the sandwich, after I microwave it, I like to sort of give it my own little touch. So I put salt and pepper on it, which, you know, as one does, and then I open it up and I put a bunch of like right now I don't have cheese slices, but I do have shredded cheese, like real cheddar cheese, and I put that on there, and so it's all nice and melted. Because the cheese that it comes with, I'm not even sure if it's real cheese or not. So at least I know that the cheese I put in there is real cheese. I'm not even sure if the sausage patty is real sausage, but you know, it's not bad. All right, so what's going on with you? Who's in here? We got Sandy Foltz, Brooklyn SJU. Paul Burrows is here. Or at least was. DPD is here. Hey, DPD, good to see you. We got Vizantha. Oh. Josh Sees says, I like how TJ is on time. Always good to see Josh Sees in the old driver's lounge. Anna Moore's here. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. Barbara Nicholas is here. I'm turning in a new leaf, Barbara. I'm trying to be more on time. And that just means you guys might have to watch me eat more, though, more often. I'll try to get that fixed too, where I'm not eating on camera. It looks like there's a piece of the plastic wrapper is stuck to the croissant. I just took it off. A little tiny eensy-weensy piece of the wrapper. Okay, who else we got here? We got, there's Brooklyn. Brooklyn's here. Catherine Real Hell Talk, 910 says, hi, everyone. Everyone needs to get body cams front and back and phone recordings. Hello, Fancy. I guess it was this morning, I saw Fancy's new video featuring moi, I guess. Check out Fancy. She makes funny videos. I guess AI generated. I don't know. And the latest one is for Valentine's Day. We're already getting an early jump on Valentine's Day. A couple weeks away, but you know. And it has a depiction of, I guess, of me. I don't really think it looks like me, but you know, close enough. And then there's some other familiar faces that are in there. I saw, well, Fancy was in there. I think, was Aaron in there? And I think maybe, was it Andrea? And Adam Westish and Robert Perez. And then I might be leaving someone out. Oh, Christina is in there, I think. Son of Ghost Squad. So check out the video. over on Fancy's channel. She's got a channel right here. Just learn how to look stuff up. Kevin Badger's here trolling us. You lost, Trump won. But did he really? Did he really win? Many of us are having more and more doubts as to the legitimacy of the 2024 election. And if his good old buddy Elon Musk didn't actually get him in there somehow, and even so, even if he did win legitimately, he's not winning now. These tactics that he's employing with immigration, it's not winning. It's not winning for him. So, which is why he's doing desperate things like raiding precinct offices in Georgia. It's very desperate move. No matter what you think, it's a very desperate move. Kevin Badger, leave ICE alone or you will go to prison. Well, in the intro, I don't know if at this point if it had played. I think it already had played in the intro. You see the guy sort of echoing these sentiments of, what is it? If you raise your voice, I'll erase your voice. What the fuck is that? How anti-First Amendment is that? I mean, I don't know about you, Kevin. I don't even know if you're a real person. I don't even know if you're an American. You might be Russian. I don't know what the fuck you are. That's why they say don't water the trolls, because half the time they're not even real anyhow. But I think it does bring up an interesting question, though. But like, how anti-American do you have to be to say something like, if you raise your voice, I'll erase your voice? I mean, they're telling us who they are. As the great Maya Angelou said, when they tell you who they are, believe them. These are anti-constitutionalists, anti-American Nazis that are all through ICE and all through the Trump administration, starting with Trump. He's the head Nazi. Stephen Miller is his main Nazi general. You're all a bunch of Nazis, Kevin the Badger. You're all a bunch of fucking Nazis. And when you come out and say something like, if you raise your voice, I'm going to erase your voice, I don't think it gets any clearer than that. It doesn't get any clearer than that. I need to switch glasses out. These are my show glasses. I don't know. These are reading glasses. Those are prescription glasses. The reading glasses, I do a better job of me being able to see the chat. You know what? I wish I would have changed the background, because this background makes it hard for me to see the chat up here on the phone. I could change it out right now, probably, but it's a whole thing. I think it's a whole thing. I think I'm going to change it though, because it does make it hard for me to see. Then you guys will see this stuff here, but that's okay. There's no, OnlyFans or whatever. But and you guys, I guess you guys are seeing all my little folders here. This is the shit I got to go through. Weight loss, my weight loss journey, which never came to fruition. Where is feet on the dashboard? Here we go. Trucker John live stream on the Trucker John. Here's all my little screenshots. This is the stuff you guys have all seen this. I've used all these on my show, so it's not like I'm revealing anything. And I think I like to use this one here. Let's see. Oof, I don't know. Well, it's gonna have to work for now. That's not the one I usually do, because I did the wrong one. But well, let's see. Can I go back? Well, let me go back. I don't know. I don't want to. Do I want to do that? See, that's what I was afraid of. Shit. I gotta do it all over again. Okay, here we go. There's all this stuff. You guys seen all my shit. TikTok videos, Dear Mom, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Johnny Through the Years, that's my son. Daily Through the Years, that's my daughter. You know, it's things I put together. It's trucker movies. Here we go. Trucker John, my kids. You guys don't need to see that shit. That's private shit. Why am I showing you my private shit? Now I don't want to use the one I just used. I always get them confused. Maybe it's this one that I like better. Yeah, I think I like this one because it has the logo up in the corner. It gives me the big blank spot there. And now I can see your guys' chats up there so much better with that background. I know some of you guys don't like the orange background, but the orange background, I can read the chats a lot better. I can see, look, Dragon is the latest one, it looks like. He says, I thought that guy said, I am the same race as you, not I will erase you. No, and that makes no sense. That would make no sense, look, Dragon. Maybe if there were some question marks in it, it would make sense. Michael McAndrew says, please don't expose yourself on my screen. Yes, I'm sorry. I was very much exposing myself. I just took a bite. Anyhow, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I guess First Amendment and shit. Yeah, leave ICE alone or you will go to prison. Well, you know what? Why didn't they take Alex Preddy to prison? Why did they beat him? Just start beating him and then start shooting him and put 10 bullets in his back. Why didn't they just arrest him? He wasn't resisting. He was being pepper sprayed and reacting to that. They blinded him. And they beat him. And then they shot him in the back 10 times. I think the back of the head once, right? I think there was a head wound. That was the kill shot, probably. They executed him in the street. So fuck you, motherfucker. They didn't take him to prison. They didn't cuff him. They didn't arrest him and haul him off to jail. They fucking publicly executed him. Now, I don't know what fucking back-assward shithole country you're from, but we don't do that shit here in America. At least we didn't until a few days ago. This is not the type of shit that we approve of. We don't approve of executions. We don't approve of our law enforcement at whatever level they are at or whatever department they're from as being the judge, jury, and executioner. We're not into extrajudicial fucking bullshit like that, Kevin. You fucking troll. So fuck you, Kevin Badger. Go back to Russia, you motherfucker. Tell Putin I said hi. Anyhow, back to the show. Fancy's here. Yeah, Paul Burrows. There's Fancy with a $2 super chat or super sticker. Thank you, Fancy. Yippee. Going out to you. Now, I do like to fill the little blank spot there with something. Speaking of these shootings, now here's a guy that I don't even talk about. But someone in the chat, is it Kevin Porter, right? Was it Kevin Porter? He was also shot and killed by ICE. And now I'm just using ICE sort of generically because they got CPD, they got CPB, which is Border Patrol, and then they have ICE. So whatever. But so when I say ICE, and it turns out, oh, that was Border Patrol, it's still the importance of it is still the same. Do I have something in my head? Oh man, it was like I got a piece of I've got a piece of napkin in there. I put it in there, You can see the sweatband. I'm trying to, whatever. Anyhow, so this young man, this guy, was murdered by, I think it was New Year's Eve, and that's about all I know. I should do a little more research, but this is about all I know. He was shot and killed by ICE on New Year's Eve. There's no video of it that I know of, so it didn't. So that's one reason it didn't get the play. The big play. Now I don't know. Some people say it's because he's black. I believe that if there was video of this young man being murdered, that it would have been just as big as Renee Good or Alex Preddy. There's no video of it, so it didn't happen. But let's put his face up there. Let's put him in this whole travesty of what's going on with the way ICE, and you saw in the intro, it was Walter Matheson. He was the one that was screaming about the 9 people that they've murdered, and there's been many, many more that have died in ICE custody. That's kind of a whole nother situation, a whole subject about deplorable conditions, the way they're being treated. They're being put in these places that have like no water. It has putrid food. They're not getting medications they need. They're not getting medical care they need, and they're dying in custody. That's a kind of a whole separate issue, but also under the umbrella of this being a travesty, this being so corrupt and evil, and coming from from the president's administration, from Trump administration. And many of these are U.S. citizens. Well, this guy's a U.S. citizen. Good and Petrie, all U.S. citizens. They were murdered. Then there are people in custody that are being taken in that are U.S. citizens, and some of them have died. And so it's just, it goes on and on. So Kevin the Badger, fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. John Gladser says, had to pass on the intro to keep my sanity. Well, how do you know? I mean, you didn't even watch it. It had very little, I'm not going on. I didn't put anything in there, like I have in the past, of course, of the Alex Preddy shooting, that, or Renee Good, that's not in there anymore. I mean, I kind of try to stick to what's happening right now at this moment. There's really very little in there to be, I think. But, everyone does their own thing. There's Anna Moore. John Glad says 16 dropping down to 5 in Chicago tonight. Now we got 34 watchers, only 24 thumbs up. So you know what that means, guys? That means that we're acting like really skeezy, deplorable, disgusting Republicans right now. And I know you guys don't want to be called that. We are at a deficit, a huge deficit, just like Republicans. They like deficits. They like to run up debts. They like to run the country into the ground. We don't do that here at Trucker John Channel. We are more like good Democrats. So let's get to be good Democrats and get those thumbs ups to at least a balanced budget, if you would. That'd be great. That would be great if you could do that. Anna Moore says, in the intro, what Representative Jasmine Crockett said about the poor child, it is going to take a while for that child to recover. Who knows what they're doing to this kid. And I'm thinking, like, can't they just fucking take him? She's a fucking U.S. congressperson. Just fucking take him out and take him home to his mom. What the fuck? I mean, I know I didn't mean to turn this into bashing Jasmine Crockett. I think she's great. And I hope she wins. She's running for Senate in Texas. I hope she wins. But, I'm just thinking, like, just pick the kid up. Just tell the father, hey, we're going to take him home to his mom, okay? I'm sure the father would have been completely on board with it. Fuck the fucking prison. Fuck them. You're Jasmine Crockett, man. Fucking just take the kid and go. They're not going to do shit. You got all the cameras. You got the Congress behind you. You got the American people behind you. You should just say, okay, I'll take him home. I'll take him, not to my house, but I'll take him. We're going to fly back up to Minnesota or wherever they were from. I think that was a Minnesota kid, a family. I'm thinking, just fucking take them, man. The fucking prison ain't going to do shit. Fuck them. And if they did, then what a story that would be. What, they're going to arrest Jasmine Crockett for taking a 5-year-old kid that does not belong there in that prison? He belongs back at home with his mom? If I was Jasmine Crockett in that moment, I would have fucking, that's what I would have done. I would have said, hey, I'm going to take a kid home. All right? And I'm sure the father would be like, yes, please. I'm tired of washing his pants every day. No, I know that's more serious than that. But I don't know. I guess we're all just different. To me, I'm like, nope, that kid ain't staying one more minute in here. I'm taking him out. I'm a fucking U.S. congressman. Fuck you. That'd be the one time that I would be like, do you know who I am? Type of a thing. You know? And if they arrest me, then and try to lock me up, then that's going to be number one in the news, you know? Or make it a bigger story than they ever wanted it to be. Mad Matt, Slava Ukraini. Michael McAndrews is here. Hey, Michael McAndrews, good to see you. Look, Dragon, is that what he said? I couldn't understand him. Well, they had subtitles or whatever, dude. Let's see. Anamore says you're right. He's a proud, what is it? Proud American white nationalist. Laughing out loud. Michael McAndrews, I was just going to say I like the blue and not the orange. Blood Dragon. I thought that guy. Okay, blah, blah, okay. We know you missed. You didn't understand him. Bad Mac TJ, we cannot see any of your secret things. Don't worry. Yeah, I wasn't sure what was showing up, and all it was my photo gallery and with all the folders, and there was nothing there. But I'm just, but it is like my private stuff, like my kids and all that kind of stuff. Anamore says, leave Kevin the white nationalist alone. He is confused and needs attention. Careful, Kev. You might be blocked. Barbara Nicholas is here. You're showing us your privates. Yeah, so look away if you don't want to see that. See, we got Gator Tots here. Says, I wish we could give those POSs so much attention. Oh, we didn't give them so much attention. Dims deserve 100% of our attention. Catherine says, plus apparently he had cracked ribs the week before because he was recording other Rotten Ice. Yeah, I didn't put that video in either because I don't know if I trust that video. I mean, I guess it's real. I don't know. This is the thing is really weird and fishy. The video I'm talking about, for those who don't know, Another video came out, I guess yesterday, of Alex Preddy from about, I think it was about, wasn't it like 11 days or I don't know, it was before the day that he got shot, where he goes up to an ICE vehicle and he's yelling and shouting and saying, like, I think he was saying, like, you guys are, what do you say? You guys are spraying kids. You're tear gassing kids and stuff like that. He's like, fuck you, fuck you. And he goes up and he kicks the taillight out of this car they're in. So they stop, they get out. I think they kind of jump him. Yeah, they start beating him or something. That's when I guess he cracked the ribs or whatever. You can see it's him. It looks like him. And at one point, you can see he has his gun holstered right behind his back there. And then they just leave. I mean, what the fuck is that? I mean, if you're going to get out and because the guy kicked your tail light out, then if you were a normal cop, you would either let him off with a warning, or B, you would cite him, give him a citation right there for, I don't know, vandalizing a official vehicle, or you would fucking arrest him and just you would just arrest him. You would read him as a Miranda right. You Mirandaize him, whatever you call it, and take him down to the station and book him. That's how it's supposed to be done. You don't fucking just start beating on somebody. This is not that. This is what they're doing now. I know a lot of people are going to say, especially people in the African American community, are going to say, "Welcome to the show, white boy." You know, I mean, we've heard this is what got the whole Black Lives Matters thing going, and plus George Floyd and all that. But all of these shootings, basically of unarmed black men, primarily. You know, there were some women in there, there were some white women in there, but primarily cops shooting unarmed black men and killing them, and then saying they had a gun and they felt threatened for their life. That's been going on for forever. And finally, when they had George Floyd video, remember, it all comes down to video. It's like, almost like if it doesn't happen on video, it doesn't happen. But the George Floyd thing, that even upset the white folk, because they're like, "Oh my God, I just watched the snuff film." But my point is that what the cops are supposed to do, and these aren't cops, these are fucking these are border enforcement or immigration enforcement or whatever you want to call them. But they want to act like they're cops. They want to say they're cops. Their vests say police, ICE police. You don't just get out and start beating the shit out of somebody because they broke your taillight. You write them a ticket, or you arrest them. You read them their rights. You take them in and you book them into a jail. You don't beat on them. So they beat them up and then they left. Like, what the fuck? This is total thuggish, mentality. There's just this thug mentality. And so these guys aren't real cops. They're just thugs. They're just fucking thugs. I didn't play that video. I know everyone else is playing it. I know Brian is playing it. I've got Brian on my TV. Yeah, Barbara Nichols says, "What's hanging from your hat?" I got a paper towel in there. I did just the other day, finally, after 50 years of wearing baseball caps, I was like, I Googled, like, are there devices that people sell that you could put inside your baseball cap that will absorb your sweat? That's how I Google. And a bunch of companies came up, and they have these little things you just put right in the hat, and it's supposed to absorb the sweat. And so I haven't ordered any yet. I was going to order them, but I thought, well, all my hats are all kind of ruined now. But I don't know. Maybe I'll order some of those instead of just putting paper towels, because the paper towels obviously aren't working. You can see all the sweat stains and stuff. Wow, fans is still there. Yeah, there was a it was a thing. What happened to this guy? So this guy is Keith Porter. I believe the only thing I know, and I meant to look this up. I meant to research it more. He was shot on New Year's Eve by ICE, murdered, killed. So I believe it was New Year's Eve. So I think that would be between I think that was between Renee Good and Alex Preddy, right? And so we need to, I think, not forget Keith Porter, because he's just as much as a victim, someone who should be alive today, just as much as Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Kevin Badger, hey, Kevin Badger's still here, hanging in there. Kevin Badger, you Nazi bastard! Thanks for helping my algorithm. I do appreciate that. Catherine Helmta says, Kevin Badger, you love pedos. You must be a pedo, wife beater, self beater. Ooh, self beater. Kevin Badger, show the Preddy video from January 13th. So that's the one I'm talking about right now. I didn't show it. I don't even have it in my library to even run it right now. I pretty much described it, right? He was mad. He was yelling at ICE. He went and kicked out their taillight. They got out of the car, kind of beat the shit out of him a little bit, and they took off. That doesn't mean that you should get murdered. Like I said, there's probably three ways that a reasonable cop could do that. They could get out and just have a conversation with the guy and say, "Why the fuck did you do that?" There are cops that do that. That don't fly off the handle, and they might have a conversation, and they might understand the situation. They might understand about de-escalation, and they might know that these are really tense times, and people are really just angry, and they might take their anger out on a taillight. There might be. I'm just supposing. I'm just maybe I'm fantasizing, but there might be a cop out there. It's in some department, I don't know, who might have just said, "Hey, dude, calm down. What's going on?" Okay, so there's that option. The other option could be maybe a citation, just like you get a jaywalking citation. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a cop, so I'm not exactly sure what kicking a government car and causing damage to it. If you could just cite someone for that, and send them on their way. I don't know. I mean, if you were going to actually, or if they would actually have to place him under arrest, read him his rights, cuff him, and take him to jail. But those are the type of things that cops are supposed to do. They're not supposed to get out and just start beating the shit out of people. And they certainly, as fuck, aren't supposed to just take their guns out and unload their clips into them. So fuck you, Kevin Badger, once again, because you're a dumb fuck. I don't know what country you're from. Maybe in your country, what are you from? Belarus? Romania? Where the fuck are you from? Somewhere in Russia? What other? Maybe that's standard operating procedure in whatever fucked up country you're from. But here in America, that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way it's supposed to be. And even, well, I mean, what they did to Alex Peretti was unlike anything I've ever seen by law enforcement, if you want to call these guys law enforcement. Now, we've heard horrific stories, of course, of lynching, all the KKK stuff, all the white nationalist stuff, where they lynched black people. They've gone in to towns and just slaughtered people. You know, we've heard about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. There's been other massacres. I think it was somewhere, one of the Carolinas, where post-Civil War blacks were getting elected to Congress, and the cities they lived in were being prosperous, and the white cities didn't like it, and they went through and took baseball bats and just started bashing people's skulls in, and black people and stuff like that. So there's that type of horror, but by our actual, like, seeing our so-called law enforcement just unload a gun into this guy's back and his back of his head and his torso, and then they sit there and they're counting the bullet holes and they're laughing. I've never seen anything like that, and that's maybe whatever, shithole place you're from, Kevin Badger. Maybe that's just commonplace for you, but it's not here. It's not. Gator Tot says here in Utah, only 30 to 40% of registered Dem votes. That's the thing too. We need turnout. I don't know why. I don't know why would you take the time to register for a political party and then not vote. That's always. I can understand if you don't register and you just say you don't care about politics, and which I think everyone should care about politics. But why would you register to vote if you're not going to vote? That's always thrown me for a loop. Nick Rich is here. Hey, Nick, good to see you. Michael McAndrews, Crockett is awesome. Not as awesome as me, because I would have taken that kid out of there. I would have said, nope, not on my watch. If I was a U.S. House of Representative, I would have been like, nope, this ain't going on. I'm taking this kid back to Minnesota. Fuck anybody who's going to try to stop me. There's Sandy Foltz with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Sandy Foltz. Yippee to you. And there's a thumbs up for you and a heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Look, Dragon, Trucker Dragon. I've told you about sarcasm. When you write sarcasm in a posting, almost no one gets sarcasm. Luck Dragon. Why haven't you learned that by now? Sarcasm is more for actual verbal communication, not written communication, for the most part. I don't know why you're the one that should be getting that. I think that's hilarious that you can't understand that. Ha ha ha. So I'll take your hilarity and I'll raise you some more hilarity back at you. Look, Dragon, I've been with a Mexican woman for 16 years. You think I can't understand that guy's accent? I know. So, number one, how the fuck am I supposed to know that you're with a Mexican woman? See? That's the thing. No one knows your fucking life, Luck Dragon. No one knows that you're in this chat. Well, we don't know that you've lived with a Mexican woman and that, don't come at me with this. I don't understand your sarcasm. You don't. Number one, you don't know how sarcasm works, and number two, you don't know how to use a question mark. So that's 2 strikes against you. That's 2 strikes against you. Kevin Badger, January 13th, he did more terrorist acts. I don't think kicking out a taillight is a terrorist act, to be honest. And I don't know what else you're talking about. So I think he was angry. I think he was frustrated. He took his anger out on that taillight. And, so whatever. Kevin Badger, he was also on the Signal Net planning terrorist activities. Again, why does that excuse him being murdered? Even if that's true, I don't know if anything you said is true or not. But why do you think that gave Border Patrol and ICE? Because now I'm hearing that one of the shooters was ICE and one of the shooters was Border Patrol. So whatever. So we'll just say ICE generically. What makes you think that gave ICE the right to just murder him? When if he's a terrorist and he's committed terrorist acts, they had him surrounded. What, like 7 guys to 1? He was down. They pepper sprayed him. He was down on the ground. They disarmed him. At that point, you slap cuffs on him and you put him in your car and you book him. You don't shoot him in the back of the head and you don't unload your clip into his back. So again, fuck you. You fucking dumbass piece of shit. So Kevin Badger, I voted for this. So that's what you voted for. Well, you can say that now, and but what's going to happen when they come for you? Because right now, so far, we know they've shot at least 2 white people. I'm not saying that shooting people of color is not important. I do believe that's just as bad. But if they're willing to shoot the white people, they're going to shoot anybody. And what if you do something they don't like? What if they perceive that you've done something they don't like? That's why we need the rule of law. That's why we need due process. That's why you are entitled to due process. And they are stripping away due process. And so you voted for this, but at your own peril. And I don't know who you are. I don't even know if you're an American. But let's say you're from Minnesota, or you're from the Badger State, which I think is Wisconsin. And let's say you're a white dude, and you feel safe. You've got that white privilege. That's what white privilege is, when you feel safe just because of your color. You're given the benefit of the doubt just based on the color of your skin. That's what white privilege is. Don't confuse it with anything else. It doesn't mean, because people will say, the people that argue against it are like, I don't know what white privilege is. I'm white and I ain't rich. It's nothing to do with being rich. They think the word privilege means rich. But no, it's not that. It's about being privileged, in that by the color of your skin gives you that the privilege of the benefit of the doubt automatically, no matter what. You could be the biggest scumbag in the world, because you have white skin. People are automatically going to give you just the benefit of the doubt. If they don't know you, they don't know who you are. Most people are just going to think you're okay, you're safe, just because of the color of your skin. That's what white privilege is. So you might be feeling safe. Again, I don't know if you're white. I don't know what you are. But if you are white, you're feeling safe because you have this white privilege. But that might, the way things are going, not even that will save you at some point. It might just be you're out walking and it's the wrong time of day, and they're like, "Hey, we've got a curfew going." Didn't you know about the curfew? And you're like, "What curfew?" And they're like, "What did you say to me? Are you talking? You talking back to me?" You know, and then if you got, when we're in this sort of lawless time with no due process, no rule of law, and anyone with a badge and a gun has been given basically the green light to just do whatever they want. That's what you voted for? You know, you do know that, I mean, this authoritarianism, those are the bad guys. In all the movies you've seen about these totalitarian governments, these authoritarianism, people just being treated horribly, you know, all their just human rights being stripped away. Those are movies about showing the bad guys. I hope you weren't rooting for them. You might have been rooting for the wrong side there. I don't know. I don't know, man. Kevin Badger, Woods to not hurt or intimidate me. All right, troll. You need to brush up on your English before you get in here. You need to go brush up on your English. And now, Kevin Badger, we've gotten to the point where you might get removed if you're just going to just repeat. You're not really adding anything constructive or new for me to talk about, and you're just going to keep going. He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Once you start getting into that repetitive thing, and then I know you really, really are just a troll, and not that I didn't think you were before, but you know, if you're just going to repeat the kind of the same sentence over and over again, and you're not adding anything new, then that's usually when you get removed. You don't get removed just because you have an opposing viewpoint than me or whatever. But if you're just going to just over and over again just start repeating the same shit, then there's really no reason for you to be in here. Again, he says his wife divorced him within the last 2 months, and he was fired from his job for being radicalized. Whether that's true or not, I don't even know. If it's true or not, it doesn't matter. You know, you could tell me that he kicked his dog, and he didn't deserve to be murdered in the street. Although by all reports he loved his dog. You know, you can bring up all the shit you want, and it doesn't take away from the fact that he was extrajudicially executed in the streets of Minneapolis. Kevin Badger, I live in the Great Lakes region. That's exactly what someone who is a troll from Belarus or from someplace would say. Because it's like, oh, here's the map. Oh, the Great Lakes. I live in the Great Lakes. Great Lakes of Siberia, Mad Mac, yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. DPD, do you know they still have sundown cities? I did not know that. I just learned about sundown cities probably within the last 5 years or something, maybe. you know, with all the, or maybe 10 years, I don't know, but with all the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff coming out. I mean, I just learned about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. It's probably been within a decade now, you know. But I mean, that's something that happened almost 100 years ago, and I never heard of it until maybe 10 years ago. And this was a horrific fucking thing, you know. I mean, if that had been a city of white people that had been massacred by black people or something, that would have been in all the history books, or, you know, we would have heard about it since the time we grew up. But since it was the other way around, and it was whites killing a city full of black people, it's like it never happened. We won't talk about that, you know. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, Love Dragon says the video from 11 days earlier only shows premeditation to me. I don't know why his question mark there. That's all it proves. Yeah, kind of like premeditation by the cops, who they saw him around, they didn't like him. They're probably like, yeah, let's get this guy or whatever. Gator Todd says, I believe registered Dem voters don't vote in red states because they believe that their vote doesn't count. And I guess we as Democrats, we need to get the message out that their vote does count. And sometimes there are very close elections, even in so-called red states or purple districts. Not even a state, but a district. And had all the Democrats showed up, it could have made the difference in that district. And it could have helped make that state a little less red and a little more purple, or a little less purple and a little bit more blue, or whatever. So I guess we as Democrats need to get the message out that voting does matter, even if you're in a ruby red state. And there is a difference between a Republican winning whatever it is, whatever the political election is for. There's a huge difference. If that Republican wins, say, 70% to 30%, that's a huge blowout. That's a huge margin. But if that same Republican in that same district or for that same office, say, only wins by, let's say 60-40, or even, 55-45 or something like that. If that gap gets closed, it does raise eyebrows. It does get people wondering, these politicians wondering and worrying about if they're cruising along and they're constantly getting 60, 70, 80% of the vote. They don't give a fuck. But if that starts dropping, where they're only getting 60 or 50 or 55%, but they're still winning, it does make a difference. It does matter. And sometimes these things don't change overnight. But if you start getting closer and closer elections, then maybe one day the Dems will actually win that seat or that district or whatever it is. And I'm speaking in real general terms here, but so I guess we need to get the message out to people in the red states. They need to vote just as much as anyone else. DPD says it should be mandatory to vote if you have to have car insurance and pay your taxes. Then the same thing should apply when it comes to voting. No exceptions. Well, the thing that's different. Okay, you have to have car insurance because, for one thing, driving is a privilege, not a right, and it is about public safety. You're driving a vehicle out in the public, and you need to have insurance if there's an accident. So that's that. Paying your taxes. We can't run a government without government income. I've heard the argument, for years and years and years now about voting should be mandatory. It should be a law. I don't know. To me, it just seems antithetical to freedom. Freedom doesn't mean that we don't have laws and we don't have regulations. It doesn't mean we can do whatever we want. We can't do things that are going to hurt other people. That's why you have insurance to cover, so you don't further the hurt. If you hurt someone, you can cover their medical costs. You can cover their damages. That's why we have insurance requirements. Voting or not voting, that to me should be, I don't believe that should be forced on anyone. I believe, that's a part of, I think that's kind of a part of like First Amendment of freedom of expression. It's kind of a freedom of expression to not vote if you don't want to vote. So I don't agree with that. I've never have agreed with that. I know we want people to vote. We want higher turnout. I think we need to do a better job of getting the message out. I think our politicians and our party leaders need to do a better job of getting the word out. And I think the Democrats, when they're in power, they need to do a better job of doing things, getting things done and passed that are going to make people give people a reason to keep voting for them. But if they get in and nothing happens, and they don't, or people don't see things happening, even though things might be happening, good positive things. And a lot of people don't see it because a lot of people don't watch the news like we do. They don't, they do other things. So the Democratic Party needs to do a better job of selling itself, like Donald Trump does. That's the one thing he does. He sells himself. He makes sure everyone knows when he makes a good duty. He makes sure everyone knows everything. Whatever. So the Democrats need to do a better job, I think, of promoting themselves and making sure everyone knows that when they did something good, they did it. So people will have a reason to vote for them. But I don't believe it should be mandatory. I believe that's part of to me, that's freedom of expression. I want more people to vote, but I'm not going to force you to vote. It's sort of like, it's like, yeah, we're a free country, but I'm going to make you do this. And I just, I understand being required. If you want to drive a vehicle, which is a privilege, not a right, you need to have insurance. I understand that. But I don't really understand, like, hey man, this is a free country. We're all about freedom. But if you don't vote, then whatever the penalty would be, I don't think it would be jail or prison, but I guess it would be a fine or whatever. So I don't know. I just think it kind of flies in the face of so-called freedom. I don't know why everything is frozen. It looks like everything is frozen. Am I getting? You guys getting buffering or anything? Because it seems like everything froze on my iPad here. I don't know why. I gotta say, ever since I went off of AT&T, everything's been worse. But I don't know why, because I should be on Wi-Fi, which is not AT&T. So I don't know what's going on. Tim Farrell, the Farrell one's here. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. Antifreeze. Serinda Monkey is here. Hello, Serinda Monkey. Good to see you. Brooklyn says, "Where is Damon Dog?" He's probably watching Boston Brian. To tell the truth, that's probably where he's giving all of his attention to Boston Brian and none to me. Oh, there's Damon Dog. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Damon Dog. Damon Dog's right there. Says, Brooklyn, look in the mirror and say my name 3 times. He will show up. There's Nick Rich, 20 past the hour. So I'm only 9 minutes behind. I'm only 9 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. Only 9 minutes behind. 9 little tiny little minutes behind. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Damon Dog says, "Hey y'all, I'm updating my MacBook so I can't type too well. Here's a blanket. Howdy." Alrighty then. Thanks for the blankie. Damon Dog, but I am listening. Damn, I hate this keyboard. I feel really bad. Not that you can't watch Boston Brian. You can all watch Boston Brian. I love Boston Brian. But when someone asked where you were at, I just thought, he's probably watching Boston Brian. That was just sort of a off the cuff kind of remark. And I hope you didn't get offended by it. I have Boston Brian on my TV right now, just so you guys know. Full disclosure. All right, he's playing clips with Tom Homan. Tom Homan talks like this. "Hey, where's my bag of money?" That was my impression of Tom Homan. Serena Monkey says, "No one is pointing out Trump said he'd support Iranian protesters. Then after only 30,000 were made to stop, Trump has a 'we only murdered 2' bollocks." Bollocks, I say. Bollocks. It's all a bunch of bollocks. Gator Tot says, "Your local elections count too. They affect you directly with district changes, for instance. And those might be the most important ones. I mean, it is important. The president is. I'm not going to deny that. Being, it's very important. Our Congress and the White House. But I would say, yeah, local elections are equally as important. Because that's just direct. That's right there, Let's see. Look, Dragon, quick fix. We should be allowed to treat ICE with the same lawless tactics that they treat us. Problem solved. I think that's what Trump wants. He wants all hell to break loose. I like what I had. I think it was yesterday or the last show. I guess Tuesday. The intro where the guy was like, "We are choosing to be civil." I think we need to keep it as civil as we can for as long as we can. Because once it starts getting uncivil, then who knows, man, what's going to happen. And, So the monkey says everyone needs to get a government job just for the healthcare. It's not a bad plan because if you're an ICE agent only checking yourself into a doctor's appointment, it will make Trump mad angry. All right, Surrender Monkey. DPD, when people don't vote, everyone gets hurt. Case in point, here we are. I also think it's bullshit that people benefit from other people's votes and they have done nothing. That really pisses. I thought there'd be a continuation. I'm just going to say me off. Anyhow, yeah, I think everyone should vote, and I encourage everyone to vote. I just don't think that it should be a law. And also, that's the way it goes when people benefit from other people's votes. if we Democrats, let's say hypothetically, we want everything and we're getting everything we want, there's going to be people on the right who are saying that they don't want that shit. They don't want, apparently, universal health care. They don't want that shit. I don't know. They don't want to have to do pass a background check to get a gun. So it works both ways. Hey, there's Christina and the Sun Go Squad. Good to see you. Christina says, hope everyone's doing well. And you as well, Christina. Hope you're doing well. Up there in New York City. Mad Max says, I used to think that, but now I feel that if you pay taxes, then you have a right to bitch about the government. Voting helps to change what you have been bitching about. And Nick Rich. Maybe I missed something. Nick says, things are normal here. No changes since I arrived. I don't know. That was kind of a bit of a mid-thread. Sort Monkey says, did Boston Brian move back to Boston or just a holiday? I don't watch him. He moved back. He's back. He's back in Boston. Back in Boston. He's in Boston. 12:31. So Nick Rich, I'm only 4 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. Only 4 minutes behind. Christina Sungo Squad says Boston Brian has nothing on Trucker John only because they do different things. Nothing out loud. I don't particularly watch Boston Brian because he talks too fast. I don't understand what the heck he's saying. And I didn't mean this to be like a Boston Brian bashing session. Like I said, I've got him on my TV right now. I've got a shirt of his in my closet. I mean, not of his, but that I ordered from his website, from his channel. Hey, Terry Taylor's here. Terry Taylor. I haven't seen Terry Taylor in a long time. Thanks for coming by, Terry. I appreciate you. Terry says, hey, TJ, what about jury duty? If you don't show up, you can be arrested, certainly fined. I think not voting at least be a fine if one doesn't exercise their civic duty. I don't know. I think that's a false comparison. Jury duty and voting. Especially since you can get out of jury duty pretty easily. I mean, I've always gotten out of it, not because I didn't want to do it, but I truly, I was on the road. I was a truck driver, and coming in off the road to go to jury duty was going to directly affect my ability to make an income. And so as soon as I became a truck driver, I got jury duty notices a few times, and I got out of it every time just by saying I was a truck driver and wasn't lying. It was true. I was a truck driver. And I'm like, I'm going to be on the road. I don't know. I'm gone 6-7 weeks at a time. I don't know when I'll be home. And they're like, yeah, we'll take you off. Yeah, there was a number you could call. And they would just go, yeah, we'll take you off. I'm like, okay, thank you. I mean, you can get out of it pretty easy. At least I always could as a truck driver. I guess before then, I maybe didn't get out of it so easily, but I don't know. I don't think, I just don't think it's the same. I think it's a First Amendment thing. I think voting comes under the First Amendment. It's if you want to vote or not. As far as jury duty is concerned, there's lots of ways you can get out of it if you don't want to do it. All you have to do is answer the notice with your reason why you can't make it, and I would say 9.9% of the time they're probably going to say you don't have to go. Look, Dragon Christina, I like him because he talks about Ukraine, and that I like him because of everything he talks about. You were banned? I think I saw you on there, DPD. Was it last night? Or maybe 2 nights ago? I watched Political Punk, and I saw you on there at one point. I didn't know you got banned. I wonder if I got banned. I don't think I said anything controversial in the chat. I can't imagine you getting banned. That's kind of stupid because it's not like you're, a troll or something, right? I mean, you and I, we just now disagreed about something, and I don't consider that, like, I'm not going to ban you because you think voting should be a law. That's your opinion, and I respect that opinion. I disagree with it. I'm not gonna ban you because of it, because you disagree with me. Christina Sun Go Squad says, I however do think we need to get rid of these red and blue states and count the majority. So you're talking about electoral college. I think every single vote should count. Every single one. None of this other bullshit. I think what you're talking about is eliminating the electoral college. I agree with you. Millions of other people agree with you. Now we need to get the numbers. It's one of those things. We need to get the numbers in Congress and in the state houses. The state legislatures have to vote on it too to enact a constitutional amendment. But yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. Swindler Monkey, you can easily get out of jury duty by wearing I think you meant MAGA hat or NAGA. A NAGA hat would probably work, unless it's Judge Cannon. I remember going to jury duty before I was a truck driver. I was a postal worker. So for some reason, I think I never got so many jury notices before in my life as when I was a postal worker. I think for some reason they hit postal workers up. And postal workers are really only too happy to go just to get some time away from the fucking post office for a while. So I always went, but I know one time I got out of it really quick because you have to fill out this questionnaire, right? The jury questionnaire thing. You fill it out, and I think I was on trial. I mean, there was a trial. It was for some sort of an actual serious kind of crime, like a felony, like a burglary or a robbery or something like an armed robbery. I think it was armed robbery. So they were asking me on the questionnaire. They asked everybody, like, do you know any cops, or do you have any cops or friends and stuff? And my best friend in high school, he ended up retiring as a captain with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. So I would just put that, and that automatically got me booted out. And so that was I think I used that, and it was true. It's not like I was faking or lying, but I think I got out of it a couple times just from that. Just saying, yeah, I'm friends with the cops. Like my best friend's a cop, They're like, okay, thank you. And then they just send you home and you're done, So you can get out of it. There's a million ways you can get out of it. But as a postal worker, I kind of liked it because, I think they paid you. They didn't pay you very much. But it was just a little break from having to go into the post office. Nick Rich, Boston Brian is cool. I'm a sub and member in his YouTube channel. Yeah, Boston Brian's cool. Cool dude. Full disclosure, guys. Full disclosure. When Boston Brian first went through, the troubles he went through, he I don't think I'm saying anything that he hasn't already said, right? He broke up with his girlfriend, and so I was made aware of it through a third party that he was looking to either stay out in California or maybe come to Las Vegas. Because he kind of wanted to stay on the West Coast for a while and check it out somewhere, because he really wasn't out here very long, like less than a year, right? 6 months or whatever it was. And he kind of wanted to stay out somewhere. So I offered my couch, my beautiful couch that you guys all know of. I offered my couch to Boston Brian through this third party. I didn't actually speak directly to Boston, but it's a third party person who was very directly involved with trying to help out Brian and when this was all happening. And then he decided to go back home to Boston. So, but I was giving all kinds of suggestions. I was like, hey, you could go get an extended stay if he wants to come to Vegas, because they were asking me like, how much are the rents here where I'm at? I told him, hey, it's not the greatest place in the world. There's lots of better places that you can find in Vegas. And I was suggesting you just go get an extended stay hotel for a week or two, and he could just check out the whole area, and he could find the place he wanted, so he'd have to rush into something. And I said, if you, in the meantime, this third party person they asked me to take a video of my apartment and my place, so I took a video. I made another video. You guys have seen my videos, but I made another one just for Brian of my apartment. And then there's the couch. I said, there's the couch. If you need to crash out for a couple nights while you figure things out, there's the couch. I offered my couch to Boston Brian. And I was giving them suggestions and ideas because they had said that he was thinking about maybe coming to Vegas to live. So just full disclosure, I don't want anyone thinking I'm bashing Boston Brian, or I don't like Boston Brian. I like him. I think he's a great guy. And I offered my couch to him, my beautiful black couch that you guys all know about. All right? So there's that. Nick Rich, I know, they always bring up that Australia has mandatory voting. I don't give a fuck about Australia. But anyhow, Nick Rich says the Australians have mandatory voting, a small fine if you refuse. Goody gumdrops or whatever for Australia. This is not Australia. This is the United States of America. We have a constitution. We have the U.S. Constitution. We do not have the Australian Constitution. But fine, they have it, mandatory voting. Good for them. They have a country that's probably population-wise the size of I don't know, Nevada. No, it's probably bigger than Nevada. I think we have about 2 or 3 million people in this entire state. I don't know what Australia's population is. Maybe Texas or something. So, and I think that does make a difference. It's harder. I think it's harder to govern our country with 340 million people spread out all over 3,000 miles apart, with 50 different states, all with different little rules and laws. I think it makes ruling or governing a lot more difficult than one country that just has one big block of people, Look, Dragon says, I don't know if this is sarcasm. I haven't read it yet. I'm trying to prepare myself. This could be sarcasm. It might not be sarcasm. It might be just a truthful tale of jury duty. I don't know. But just beware, folks. This might be sarcasm, but I don't know. I'm just gearing up for it. Luck Dragon says, I just got off jury duty last week. Sounds like you don't know if you did, because you said a question mark. Did you or didn't you? I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Question mark. I had a whole speech about how I hate the government right now, but they just dismissed me without even asking a question. No period. No period. Not even a question mark. Just leaving me hanging like that, Luck Dragon. You're leaving me hanging. DPD says, did anyone see the video of Senator Tom Swoozy? People gave him hell. It's in the intro. DPD, right? That's in my intro, I believe. Or at least maybe not that part of it was in there. I don't know why my iPad is real choppy. I hope you guys aren't getting choppy stuff. Mine's choppy. I'm just trying to scroll my chat, and it's choppy. Christina, Sun Go Squad, if I just tell them I hate government and I don't believe in the justice system and I'm not doing it, does that count? Yeah, but that is, to be all fair, to be fair, that is different than what Terry Taylor was saying. I mean, like, yeah, we're coming up with ideas of how to get out of it, but you still have to, you still are required to, when they give you their jury notice, you got to fill it out and respond to it. And either you can get out of it at that point, or like in California, I haven't had jury duty since I've been here in Nevada, but I just jinxed it, so I probably will now. But in California, they actually had a number you could just call if you needed to get out of it or explain or whatever. But you could fill it out and send it back. Or if you're actually going to jury duty, then there are ways to get out of it by your explanation. But so that's not really kind of the same thing as what Terry Taylor was talking about. It's still, voting is still, I mean, jury duty is still required, and voting is not like a law or requirement. And I think jury duty, that's also probably a state by state thing. It's not really that's not a federal law. I don't believe there's a federal. I mean, I guess you can get. I mean, do the federal courts send out jury notices? I don't think I've ever gotten a jury notice to go to a federal proceeding. How do they get their juries? I think I've only gotten like county, for county courts. So anyhow, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Here's Terry Taylor says, that's fine, TJ. Trust me, I hate jury duty and don't think it should be mandatory. I had to be on a jury in Colorado. It was a whole week and it sucked, laughing out loud. Yeah. Well, again, it sucks. I believe that's a Colorado state issue and it's not a federal issue. And so that could, states' rights. States' rights. Am I right? Am I right? Look, Dragon says, Nick Rich, I've been blocked before. I don't know why. I think that's the reason why we don't like blocking people. I think if you've been blocked, it's from your inappropriate and overuse of question marks. Now my chat on my iPad just completely disappeared. So I don't know what's going on with the iPad. I know it's old. It's an old iPad. Maybe I need to go through and clean out some shit. I don't know. But my iPad is definitely glitching. I don't even know what the chat completely disappeared. I don't know why it went to top fans. I never even touched the top fans thing, but apparently, I don't know. It's really frustrating. All right, so there's Keith Porter. Just remember, Keith Porter was murdered, I believe, on New Year's Eve by ICE, shot down in cold blood, just like Renee Good and Alex Pretty. Now we've also got, here's another little meme that I got somewhere. It says, statistically, if you deported all MAGA supporters instead of immigrants, the crime rates in the U.S. would drop significantly. I thought that was funny. And true. It's things can be funny and true at the same time. Things can be funny and true at the same time. Yeah, my iPad is just completely glitching. Anyhow, DPD says, I was packing and someone had sent me a post saying the Senate has passed the SAVE Act. I posted in chat. Tommy checked and said it wasn't true and it was spreading false information. Oh, that's Tommy is that the political punk guy? Is his name Tommy? Tommy. So it is what it is. So you got banned because of that? Huh. That's weird. Over something like that. All they got to do is go check it themselves, and if you're right, then they go, "Oh, you're right." And if you're wrong, then go, "Nope, that's wrong," or whatever, you know. I almost feel like I need to just shut my iPad off and reboot it or something. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna shut my iPad off. I'm gonna try the old reboot because my iPad is completely just almost worthless at this point. And I really do rely on the iPad to read the chat because it's now with that background or with that meme up, I cannot see the chat at all, other than very at the bottom where Nick Rich has a exclamation point question mark, and I have no idea why. So, and now, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna see if this helps. I don't know. So does it? You think this will help? Why is it not shutting off? This iPad, hey, it's served me well. I've had it for, I don't know, I'm thinking 10 years now. I mean, I know I had it way back when I was in the truck, and I've watched so many Netflix movies on this thing and other streaming on this iPad instead of having a TV. You know, there were some times when I did have I had a nice TV. I had a TV about the size of this TV that I have here, which I know is not a huge TV, but inside of a truck, this TV, I think is a 32-inch TV. That's like having a inside of a sleeper cab. That's like having a freaking 100-inch TV or something. Anyhow, I don't know why this is doing that. I wanted to shut it off. Okay, I'm shutting off my iPad. Mad Max says, I heard that, MJ. Daniel. See, I can't, I don't know. That's all I can see. All the rest of the chat above that I can't see because of the white background. I guess I could take the meme off while I'm doing this. Okay, so we all saw the funny meme, okay? All right, that's the funny meme of the day. Let me take it off so I can see some chats. Mad Max says, give it up, TJ. Are you talking about my iPad? Look, Dragon says, hey, trucker. Oh, you're so fine. You're so fine. Blow my mind. Hey, trucker. Hey, trucker. So Look Dragon is singing a cover or like a parody version of, was it Hey Mickey or whatever? Swinner Monkey says, I get blocked all the time by people in house chat. Oh, really? But it's okay because I'm not trying to be friendly. I just really fucking hate Trump. So you think people are blocking you because you hate Trump and you're saying stuff about Trump? I don't. I think people are blocking you just because you say some really out there shit that people are like, what the fuck? You know, that's what I think. Okay, so I'm gonna let this iPad sit here idle for a little bit and see what happens when I come back. So in the meantime, let's see. In the meantime, what are we talking about? We got. I'm looking for the chats. Swimmer Monkey says, "I know, right? Right, right. You're jolly good, right?" Or something like that. Mad Max says, "Time to upgrade iPad." CJ probably should start a new iPad fund in the chats. I think what I would rather do than getting an iPad, a new iPad. I think I'd rather get a MacBook Pro, and maybe even just a reconditioned used one for about a few $100. Maybe go that route. MJ Daniel says, I have an iPod Nano. I still use it for my alarm clock. Is the Nano the little one? It looks almost like a cigarette lighter. I have that too. I still have one of those too. But something must have happened to it because I think I tried to plug it in or something. I don't know, but it has a lot of songs on there, and that's why I've kept it because it has a lot of songs that I don't have anymore because I had my entire CD collection stolen. This is going way back to 2012 when that happened, and previous to that, I think in the aughts, I had the little iPad Nano, and what I would do is it was very laborious. Instead of just, I would download my CD music onto my computer, and then I think I was able to upload from my computer into my iPad Nano. I think that's how I did it. And I had, thousands of songs. I have thousands of songs on that thing, but I think I've lost the charging cord or something. There's something because something's about it that, it's so old. But I think it works. I just think maybe it's dead. Maybe I don't have the charging cord for it or something. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and turn the iPad back on. Let's see if that helped from starting and rebooting. Right now, it just has the Apple logo coming up. And we'll see what happens. Let's see. Cooks on Rocks. The food looks delicious. I'm not quite sure why he insists on spanking the meat, and I'm serious. He comes on YouTube. I don't know. That's about Nick Rich, 4 p.m. I gotta go. I'm 1 minute behind you, Nick Rich. Thank you so much, Nick, for being here. I do appreciate you. And I will be ending the show probably in the next few minutes here. But thank you, Nick. Always great to see you. Luck Dragon says, I got banned from Tim Pool Boy? Oh, Tim Pool, I guess. Within 10 minutes, I think that's my personal record. Tim Pool, huh? All right, and then let's see. What's going on with my iPad? Oh. Okay, so it's coming back on. I just entered my code. Why does it have me do it twice? It does seem like it might be that might have helped. Let's see. I don't know. It's kind of got the swirly round swirly thing going on. I don't know. Cellular data is turned off. Whoa, that's why. It's still using AT&T, and I'm not even on AT&T. Oh my goodness gracious. This needs to be on Wi-Fi. Okay, guys, just hang on. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to try to see if I can fix this real quick. Or maybe I won't. I'll just do it afterwards because, well, it says it's on Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is hooked up. No, cellular data, it's shut off. It's off. So, I don't know. It just says weak security. My Wi-Fi here. It's funny. You can see all the names of all the other networks around, for people's Wi-Fi. One has Damn It's Hot. One is called Desert Box. This one here, they put Get Your Own Wi-Fi. That's funny. Here's Sneaky Geeky 5G. Anyhow, here's mine. I don't have a funny name for mine. Maybe I should give it a name. But anyhow, so I am on Wi-Fi on my on my why did it do that? I'm not doing anything. All right, let's go. Here we are at YouTube. But it's showing like I'm okay, now I'm on. It's just slow, I guess. It's just a little slow. I don't know. It's just a bit slow. It's a bit slow. All right, there's the Trucker John live stream. It looks like it's working a little better. I think maybe shutting it off and back on may have worked. It's not because the chat's not it's not locked up or whatever. Nick says 21st century suffragists is going on, so that's who we're gonna raid. You guys want to raid them? All 21 of you, please, 21 of you. When you go to raid, don't go over there now. Wait till we put the link up, and then we can raid 21st century suffragettes. Okay, let's do a raid of the suffragettes. Christine says, we're going to go. Yes, but don't do it right this second. Wait for me to end the show or get the link. Or if you do go over there, just tell them it's a Trucker John raid. I love the ladies over there. I think they're all great. I don't want there to be any perception, just like I don't want a perception there's bad blood between me and Boz and Brian. There's no bad blood. There's no bad blood between me and 21st Century Suffragettes. I love all these shows. I think that they're all important. They all kind of serve their own little purpose of helping to get our side of the message on the liberal, the progressive, the left wing, the lefties, trying to get our side out and out into the into the internets. I think we all have the same goal in mind. So yeah, I'm going to get their link if I can find it, and I'll put that in the chat. And let's see. Yeah, they are coming on. I'm going to get the link. I'm going to copy the link. This is going a lot faster just by shutting and off and turning it on. Okay, so I've got the link. I don't know. Should I put it in now or should I put it in later? Well, I can do both. Okay, so here we have. I'm doing it by myself. My mods have left me. I know Jolie works, and I know Aaron has been busy with finding jobs and stuff. So I'm kind of on my own here. There's that. There's that. So if you go over there, if you want to wait, I'm going to do the outro, and I'm going to do all that. If you guys want to wait, go over. Or if you want to go now, I guess it's up to you. But if you go over there, just say, hey, this is a Trucker John raid. That's just my little way of saying hello, and that I support them. That I'm with them. It's my way of solidarity between all of us. Maybe next Tuesday I'll come back on at 9 a.m. like I used to do, and then we can do raids over to Boston Brian. I don't know. We'll see. Brooklyn, we're at 0 mod capacity. Yep, 0 mod capacity. But yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Let's see. Senator Monkey says, quick question. Is the Sasha thing sorted? Has it been debunked or proved yet? You know what? Good question. We've been talking so much about ICE in Minnesota and all that shit that we hardly ever even talk about Epstein files, and it's exactly what Trump wants. Thanks for reminding me. So I'm going to try to make an effort to actually talk more about Epstein files, because that's exactly what Trump wants. He wants us to forget about the Epstein files and just concentrate all on Minnesota or all on ICE and all that shit. And it's working to some extent, anyhow. So yeah, I need to find out more about the Sasha Riley, I believe it is, and but this whole thing is, we can't let them get away with erasing that topic. That should still be first and foremost, because that's the one thing that's going to take him down. DPD says, TJ, as a truck driver, where's the best place to get something to eat on the way to Minnesota? Someplace with good greasy food. Please don't say Denny's. Well, I used to eat at Denny's almost a lot. So you're coming from Ohio to Minnesota? I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't really take that route too often, Ohio to Minnesota. I would just stop wherever I would stop, usually at a truck stop. And if they had a good restaurant, I would eat at the restaurant. If it was just fast food, I would eat fast food. So I don't know. If it was Denny's, I would eat Denny's. I'm not very good at that, I guess. I can't think of anything from Ohio up to Minnesota, but I'm sure there are some good places. Surrender Monkey says Hal needs to change the clocks in his background from numbers to Epstein files. It's exactly 12 letters. Yeah, we really, I think all the shit with ICE is very important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should but we can chew gum and walk at the same time. We can talk about all this bullshit that's going on with ICE, but we can also talk about the Epstein files. And this really should be just, probably always shining. This this light, this sign here should probably always be on. Release the Epstein files. I should just always have that there, so we can talk about ICE and we can talk about all these other things, but that should always be there. Oh, Boston Brian just signed off. I don't know. I had the volume down, so I don't know if he sent people to 21st century suffragettes or not. But Boston Brian is off now. Oh. And I'm going to sign off. If anyone who jumps over there, say, Sugar John, whatchamacallit. Let me just look real quick. We had a couple of super chats from Fancy, $2, and Sandy Foltz, $2. Thank you so much, Fancy and Sandy Foltz. I appreciate the fan funding, as they call it here. Appreciate you. And just everyone else with the likes and subscribes and the sharing. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys coming in. So thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm just trying to get the graphics to work. They are a little slow. There you go. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you subscribe. And even though I have gotten over 1 million views, according to my analytics, apparently, I don't know if it's official, because I did get this email from YouTube saying something to the... Oh, I didn't save it. What's this here? I accidentally just pushed this. I don't know. It says it will soon come to this. Either Trump goes down forever in disgrace, or America does. You pick. Yeah, it's either Trump or America. Which would you rather keep? Anyhow, I was trying to find something where I had 1 million views, even though I have 1 million views, but apparently not officially. I don't know. All right, guys. David Weiss from Denver's here. Hey, Dave, good to see you. The suffragettes are great. Like the waitress rocking out. I like the warning, too. I grew up in Minneapolis and hung out with babes in Toyland. Christina says goodbye. See you at the girls. Christina, make sure you say Trucker John raid or convoy or whatever. Sort of Monkey says, okay, catch you guys later. Remember to tell your family how much you love them. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good advice. But thank you guys again. Thanks for the likes and the subscribes. Nola Carnes, $10 super chat. Yippee to Nola Carnes. Thank you so much. Coming in at the last second here. And I appreciate you, Nola, as always. Thanks for coming in. Mad Max says, I don't know what weapons will be used in World War III, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and rocks. Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna get you know, prehistoric or something. All right, guys, let me take this off over here. Just want to say goodbye real quick. Hey, I'm gonna say goodbye real quick. I know Trucker John's in a hurry, and you guys want to go to the 21st century suffragettes. Make sure you give Trucker John a big shout out if you go over there. And Trucker John will probably go over there and lurk. He's a big lurker, by the way. I've been catching Trucker John lurking. It's not a pretty sight. I walk in to the room, and there he is lurking, and I'm like, oh my God, would you stop with the lurking? But he's probably lurking. Just know that if you're over there, Trucker John's probably lurking. Just a heads up. Just got a heads up. It's true. Trucker Tough Cookies. He's right. I see Trucker John lurking all the time. You would think a man at his age would be done with lurking so much, but he lurks. He lurks like a prepubescent middle schooler. He's just lurking and lurking. What's that? I think lurking. I misheard. Never mind. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Anyhow, see you guys around. I guess the next scheduled show will be Saturday, 11 a.m. right after the House Sparks show. We'll have a little House Sparks hangout. We'll hang out right after House Sparks, 11 a.m. on Saturday. I'll see you guys then. Until then, keep your powder dry or whatever. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate you. And we'll see you 11 a.m. on Saturday. And I was trying to finish the show without sneezing. I almost made it. All right. And now I'm probably going to sneeze a whole bunch of times. So I better get out of here before the sneezing commences. Thank you guys again. What am I doing here? Oh, yeah. Words of wisdom. We can't end a show without words of wisdom. So, guys, get your pad, pen out, and get ready for today's words of wisdom. And then go over 21st century. There's the link in the chat. I can redo it again if you guys want me to. Yeah, there it is again. And I'll see you guys over there. But in the meantime, get ready for the words of wisdom.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be on only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I try to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food and movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. In my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for us. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game. it ain't about love, it's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows, so go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. So damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.